Okay, now we're going to go over the Advanced After Slide item, and that's simply in your Transitions tab. So I'll click up here in Transitions, and I've already showed you the three different sections: Preview, Transition to the Slide, and Timing. The area that you're going to look into is Timing, and up here at the top right there's Advanced Slide, on mouse click, which I left unchecked, and then After, which I left checked. So what that will do is, of course I could still click the next arrow to move between my slides, but if you just wanted to have something automated, then you'd want to just leave it checked for after, and then you want to make sure that this timing here, which currently shows as 5 minutes and 7 seconds, you want to make sure that that matches with whatever content that you have inside of your presentation is showing. So in this case, I'm on slide 8, and I have a video in here. I want to make sure that my video matches up with the slide, advanced slide item. So how do I check that? Well, it's quick and easy. If I click on the video itself, left click on it, there's a new tool set that shows up. That's Video Tools. And I can click on the Playback tab that appeared there. And inside of this Playback tab, I will have the option to select automatically. So I want to make sure automatically is selected for one thing. That way, when it moves to this slide, it will automatically play it. Otherwise, I would have to manually click on the presentation to make this video play. I don't want to choose on click. Alright, underneath you have play full screen, hide while not playing, loop until stopped, rewind after playing. You have several different options. And of course, this is up to your discretion. But what I'm going to do to make it work for me is I'm going to have this play in full screen, so as soon as it transitions to this slide, it will automatically come up and play over the full screen of this computer monitor. Otherwise, if I wanted to, I could hide it after it's done playing, or if it wasn't playing, I could loop it until it stops. Or until I manually choose to stop it, that is, or I could rewind after playing. So I'll leave those unchecked because I don't really care to have those for what I'm planning on doing. Yes, you could increase the volume or mute it completely, but I'm going to leave it as such. Now, if we continue to the left a little bit, there's Trim Video. This is pretty neat. So if you click on that, you'll actually see the exact length of this video down here. It's 5 minutes, 6 seconds, and 2/100ths of a second. Alright, so you have that duration showing here. I can change the end time and the beginning time just dragging these playhead options, so they're, or not playhead, but the end and start points, which are represented by green being start point, red being end point, and I can drag these as I desire. So I'll put it back to its original end time and begin time, and we're good. So I'm going to click cancel because I don't want to commit to any possible changes I may have created. So cancel's done. And now that transition time, which we saw earlier, is pretty much that same length of time. It's a little bit longer, but that's okay. So that means that this slide is going to play the whole video and then transition to the next slide. Pretty cool. Okay, so that's how you check your video. You could do the same thing with any of your audio inputs. I'm clicking slide 5. This one has an audio input, and that was generated from doing the slideshow tab, and up here we had record slideshow. That's how I made these audio narrations, or I could insert audio clips into my presentation. But right now what we're concerned about is making sure that this audio clip matches up with the transition time, or the duration to advance to the next slide. Alright, so here if I left click on this, it's highlighted, and yet again there's that new toolbar that shows up here at the top. I'll choose Playback, and inside of Playback I have now automatically selected, of course, but there's 3 different options I could choose: on click, automatically, and play across slides. If I were to choose play across slides, this will probably be more or less something that you'd want to do if you had background music and you wanted to only use one song throughout the whole presentation. You want to make sure it plays across the slide, and then you loop until stopped. So you want to have those options. But for this case, I'll just leave it as automatically, and I'll leave hide during show checked because I really don't want that to show up when I'm presenting this. But it will still play even though it's hidden during the presentation. Alright, up here we have trim audio, and yet again this shows you the duration of that audio. So it's a 31.649 second audio clip. That's exactly how long it takes, 31.69. So if I go to transition, after is 31.7, so that's pretty darn close to what I have as the length of this audio clip. So it is going to advance after 31.7 seconds, enough time for that audio clip to play and finish. So more or less, that's what you'll need to do when you're trying to make sure your timing matches up with your audio and your video.